Hello, it is I, your local doorman terrorist. For the 1,000 subscriber special, you guys have asked for me to make a doorman guide slash tips and tricks slash anything along those lines type video. Fair warning, this guide is probably going to be a little bit scuffed because it's the first time I'm doing anything like this. But regardless, I hope you enjoy and I hope you learn something. So this video is going to be broken down into 6 segments, and each segment builds on the previous one. So the first segment is item slash upgrade path. The second spot is going to be combos. Third is going to be spots. And then we'll get into door philosophy slash tips. And then we'll get into macro. And then for the last one, it'll just be miscellaneous. So without further ado, let's get started. First, items slash upgrade path. We'll start with the upgrades first, just because that will help build into what items and stuff and why we get the items that we do. So first and foremost, I upgrade Bell, put 2 points into it because it's fucking absurd. Plus 75 damage and increased scaling. It literally goes from 1.4x spirit scaling to 2x. That's fucking crazy. Next up, Max Cart. Cart is still, it's not his best ability because he has door, but it is like his bread and butter. It is his second most versatile ability. The fact that it stuns when it hits a wall is crazy valuable, and the fact that they buffed it from 1.2 seconds to 1.5 seconds is fucking crazy, and we will be abusing it later. Also, the 60 cart damage makes it more of like a finishing, like I can be more aggressive with my cart because it does more damage. It's much better on that front. And they actually buffed the distance as well. It used to be like plus 10 or plus 14. Now it's plus 20 cast range. Way better. All right, next, max door. Door is so incredibly good that the only reason that we don't max it first is because cart stun offers so much in tandem with the door that it's crazy. And the reason, also another reason why we don't max door first, is because door in and of itself, even without any upgrades, in my opinion, is one of the craziest abilities in this entire game. I mean, it is absurd what it lets you do, and max cart takes advantage of that really well. Also, at this point in the game, because it's going to be pretty damn early, where like you've got your bell at tier 2 and you've got your cart at tier 3, like you're still going to have your walkers up. So you still have, like, you don't need the doorway distance early on, but you want it next. You want it next. Realistically, you want it next because the duration is nice. The barrier for the first time traveling through doors is really nice. It saves your ass more than you would think it would. And most importantly, let's be real here. The reason why we're getting doorway upgraded is for the tier 5. It's for the tier 3. It's fucking crazy. Plus 30 meter cast range, it's good. Plus 50 meter doorway distance, it's crazy. The fact that they made it scale with spirit power is the best change Yoshi ever fucking did. It is such a good quality of life for Doorman. It makes him so much stronger overall because it makes him like, it makes buying certain items more viable, which we'll get into later. But we absolutely max doorway next. It lets you do some fucking wacky things. You can actually, because of the way that this works now, by the time that you get this, odds are you will be able to throw people in. You will definitely be able to throw people into spawn from Blue Walker. So if Blue Walker still up, that's really good. And also you might, by this point, you might also be able to throw people in the spawn from also Green and Yellow Walker. So this upgrade makes it to where anywhere within your doorway distance on your side of the map, you can throw people into spawn pretty much, which is a guaranteed kill, especially with some of the combos that we'll go over later. It is virtually guaranteed. This is fucking ridiculous. The increased distance lets you do so much more with door, and it lets you break and cheat the game in so many ways. It's fucking crazy. It is genuinely mind-blowing. So when we max doorway next, now here is where it gets a little weird. We can either, generally, we're going to want to put at least 1 point into this. You could put a point into Hotel Guest really throughout the majority of these things, except for this one, you want to get tier 2 on Bell just in lane because it's so fucking oppressive. But the one stamina drain and Twina's 25-second cooldown, it's good. You can pretty much get it whenever. I just have it after because I want to get to cart and door as quick as possible. But that's because I love cart and door and the combos so much that like I don't even give a fuck about the new upgrade with the ult. Then we max ult. Everyone is fucking ranting and raving about the new Hotel Guest changes. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It is not nearly as broken as door and cart though. The change that they made to Hotel Guest with a 13-second failure to cooldown, it's good, don't get me wrong. It's bait in comparison to the changes on luggage cart and doorway though. It's bait. Now, the changes they made to cart are crazy. Cart used to be this little itty bitty, like tiny thing, and now it's fucking massive. That is huge. It is 20%, it is a 20% increase in like hitbox range, vertically and horizontally. It's wild. It is wild. It makes combos so much easier. It makes them so much more consistent. You don't have to like, cart feels so much better than it used to, that I would argue that like the size change is, I'm not gonna say it could be more impactful than the stun change, because the stun change of course is crazy, but like it cannot be overstated. The size change on cart is also exceptionally good. Exceptionally good. Like you can hit people. Like, do you see? Look at that. Hang on. About there. That cart isn't even touching him and he's getting hit by it. Words cannot describe how big that change is. It's massive. It is such a nice quality of life for Doorman, it's crazy. Now, door. Where do I start with door? Door. Its scaling with spirit power now is fucking wild. It is, they should have had it from the very beginning. I'm gonna be honest. They should have had it from the very beginning. It like actually lets you be a threat late game. Cause yeah, I'll get into it, but cause like now, like you can easily get like rapid recharge, slowing hex, rusted barrel. Okay, maybe not rusted barrel. Vortex web, greater expansion, fortitude, like duration extender, counter spell. Like we'll just go through and get my mid game build generally. Generally, this is where I'll end up, right? Into mid game. So like 27,000, you know, I don't even know if we're at like, well, let's get one more item. Let's assume that I skip transcendent cooldown and let's say that I go echo shard. This is about 25 minutes. This is about generally when you have your door and your cart maxed out and like you've just maxed door generally. You're sat here at 188 meters of doorway distance. That's fucking wild. Before this patch, if you got greater expansion, if you got vortex web, if you got ballistic enchantment on your door, so if you had 1, 2, 3, and then like another item where like you would get like divine barrier, maybe you would have 180 meters of doorway distance. I'm not even specking into it that strictly, and I've got 188. Late game, you get boundless, you get transcendent cooldown because now boundless is good on it. You get ballistic enchantment because late game doorway, where like all the walkers are dead and everything, you can basically make it to where they can't go onto your side of the map if you have doorway in your spawn. Because all of a sudden, your doorway's at 216 meters. From spawn, that covers the vast majority of yours, maybe not the vast majority, it covers a decent chunk of your map to where if they cross it, they're going into spawn. It's crazy. The doorway change, stupid nice. This is easily the most impactful change out of all the changes that they made to Doorman in the most recent patch. Easily the most impactful. It does so much for him. It lets him be so much more impactful around the map. It makes escape getting easier. Words can't even describe how impactful this is. This is fucking wild, and we'll get into it. Anyway, let's reset, and now let's go through the items. So, early game, extra charge, always crazy fucking good. Opening rounds, I am flip-flopping between its bait now because the spirit scaling on Doorman is so strong, and the fact that opening rounds gives you 10 spirit power and 45% weapon damage, that it also still might be really good right now. I'm on the fence. Same with extra spirit. Extra spirit, it's one of these two. It's either get extra spirit and it'll give you a bigger burst early on, or it's opening rounds. And I don't know which is better right now early game. Regardless, always get Mystic Expansion. This is a 800 soul item that increases your door range ability. It's a 60 meter doorway distance by default. You get Mystic Expansion, you put it on it, it increases it to 72 meters. That's 12 meters. That doesn't sound like a lot. That is the difference between your ability to throw them into your Guardian from like 75% of the lane to you can throw them into your Guardian on their side. It is ridiculous, especially on blue lane. It's fucking crazy. Always get Mystic Expansion because it enhances your door, which is your most powerful ability. Next, Rapid Recharge. I mean, it's just a monstrous upgrade. In addition to like getting closer to that 4.8k Spirit Spike, like especially if you get this, like boom, we just hit it. And then it gives you more bells, better charge time, whole 9 yards. Of course you want this. Of course you fucking want this. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then next, Slowing Hex. Slowing Hex we get early, purely because we get Vortex Web next item. I shit you not, we get Rapid Recharge, we get all of these things. We get Slowing Hex, chiefly because we get Vortex Web anyway, and Slowing Hex is already really strong. Slowing Hex in general is already really strong. It's just a really good utility item. It's just stupid good on him, especially early game. Rusted Barrel, generally only get Rusted Barrel. It used to be really good and you want to get it regardless. And that's still kind of true because like generally like your odds are you're gonna be running into a gun carry anyway, so Rusted Barrel is not a bad investment, but mostly get Rusted Barrel if you're going up against like a Haze Paradox in lane, or if you're running up against like a Haze Ivy or like a Wraith Ivy, or like just characters that want to shoot you a lot and generally are going to build gun. That's when you get a Rusted Barrel in lane, because then you can shut them down. You can just say, hey, fuck you, I'm taking a trade now, and your fire rate is reduced and your bullet resistance sucks. Extra regen, get extra regen if they're like pokey. Generally you'll be able to tell this by like the first or second wave. Get extra regen if they feel pokey, but not like oppressively pokey. I don't know how to describe it. If they're oppressively pokey, get healing right. Get healing right, and whenever you pop it, just run boxes. Go to your shop, buy whatever you're gonna buy anyway, pop healing right, and run around and run boxes for a little bit. And by the time the healing right is up, you should already be back in lane. That's just general rule. Healing right is a good item. Extra regen is like, healing right I think is generally better, but extra regen is nice if you're like constantly getting like tapped a little bit, like just poke. It's just nice. It's a nice quality of your life item. There's definitely a place for it. You know, especially what the healing right upgrades into, which is Rescue Beam, which we'll see in testing, but like we'll get into some of the funny things you can do with Rescue Beam and Doorman later. Anyway, next item, always Vortex Web. Vortex Web is the best item on this character by far, and it's not close. There are some items that enhance him really well, but this is literally what enables the entire rest of his kit. Vortex Web is crazy. You know, if you're watching this, like odds are you've seen my other, like you've seen Doorman. You know what this is about. Next up, Fortitude. I agree with Peggy in that you should be going to base very rarely with this character. Like generally, like you're gonna want to be out, you're gonna want to be doing things, you're gonna want to be farming camps or helping someone gank or shoving up a lane or doing literally whatever. But you don't want to be in base unless you're setting up a door in base. That's generally the rule of advice. Like it's the general thing. Unless you're like defending base, you're setting up a door in base, something like that, you want to be out and about, you want to be moving, you want to be doing things. And Fortitude is such a good item for giving you movement speed, and you get healed to full HP passively, like over time. It's ridiculous. It's crazy good on him. Greater expansion, need I say more? It's just really good. Just overall, good, solid item. Counterspell, you should like be buying Counterspell in like 1 out of every 2 of your games. If not, like 3 out of every 4 of your games. Counterspell is a ridiculous item. It's so good. It's so good for dodging Lash ult. It's so good for dodging Rim ult. It's so good for dodging any telegraphed ult. There's some abilities that you can hit before that will just like save you. Bebop Hook. Dude, you can counterspell like right as one of the Bebop bombs is about to go off, and even if you have 2 bombs on you, it'll nullify both of them. It's just ridiculous. Superior cooldown. I get it earlier just because it reduces like, I mean, like Cart is already on like a pretty short cooldown, but like Dory being on 40 seconds and taking that down to 32, that's just such a nice quality of life. It's just so nice. Having your doorway up every 30 seconds is crazy. Plus it gets your bells back faster. It gets your hotel guests back quicker. There's no reason not to give this, especially if you're getting Transcendent cooldown late game anyway. Like it's just nice quality of life, and it counts as spirit investment. Anyway, all right, late game, Transcendent cooldown. I mean, do I really need to say anything? With how much we rely on her abilities and how much we rely on our active items, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's really good. And I might, for the record, by the way, I might have changed this build to make it look a little nicer, maybe. I might have adjusted some things around by the time this video comes out. I don't know. This is literally the first thing I'm doing for the video, so we'll see. Late game, Transcendent cooldown. Transcendent cooldown, ridiculously good. We rely on items so much, you should always you should always be getting them. All right, you should generally late game, like it reduces the cooldown on this even more. It brings a Vortex Web from like, what is it, 42 seconds down to 32. Transcendent cooldown really good. Echo Shard, ridiculously good for Cart. I mean, like, come on. Like if we're gonna like they're stunned for so fucking long, and you can pelt them with bows while you're doing that. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, Boundless Spirit, really good. More damage, more spirit overall. And now it increases your doorway distance. And it's actually probably like one of the, except for greater expansion, it's probably like one of, if not the best items that you can get for expanding your doorway distance because of the scaling on it. Especially late game, it's crazy. Ballistic Enchantment. Only get Ballistic Enchantment if it is uber late game and your team is not like crushing them. Because this, you put it on your door, it gives you plus 25% ability range. You're only getting the ability range out of this item. You are. If you're using this build, this is the only thing you're using it for. Don't get me wrong, I know I'm missing on whatever. It's not an efficient use of souls. I get that. I really do. But it lets you expand to such an absurd distance. It's wild. So like if I if I buy all the shit that I normally get, right? If I buy all the shit that I normally get, let's see if I got Silence Wave and Disarming Hex, right? Doorway distance is sat at 201 meters. That's pretty good. That's really damn good, actually. That's really fucking nice. They could probably get something else. Now we get this on it, 216 meters. It's just, doorway distance is one of the best things you can get on this motherfucker. I swear to God, it is crazy. It is really, really good. Actually, wait a minute, that's not true. Hang on. Max level. There we go. 227. 227. It's, okay, I'm not gonna say ridiculously good. It's pretty good. If you're in the late game where you can throw around money and you're kind of like on the back foot as a team, it's not a bad idea to get. You could just hook people into spawn from further. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be expecting, if you're sat there clearing like, you know, your sinners on the left side, like near blue, they're not going to expect that you're going to be able to just send them into your fucking spawn from there. It's good. It's good. Boundless Spirit good. Echo Shard good. Divine Barrier good again. Good into pocket. Good into characters that you want to cleanse things from. Good survival tool, good whole 9 yards. Refresher, I put this in earlier. It's a little bit of a meme. I'm going to be honest, especially with the new changes, a little bit of a meme. But if you're looking to put someone on tilt in a way that's not just permanently seeing them, this is pretty funny. So, you know, keep that in mind. Cheat Death. I saw someone comment Cheat Death and to give it a shot, and I've seen it on other Doormen. I've played one game, and my opinion has developed quite a bit. I think in general, you should prioritize getting so consistent with your combos and having enough game awareness to where you don't really need it. But if you're struggling, or if you're at that late game point in the game where like you get caught out by like one thing and you're giga dead, like just perma dead, Cheat Death can be really nice. Testing. Knockdown has a thing, as a gimmick that you can do with it, where like if you have like a maxed out door, what you can do is you can like, welcome to the Baroness. You put Anvil on them and then you put them in the Baroness and it will stun them while they're in. So if someone like, odds are what I imagine people do is like they get in the Baroness, they immediately sprint. And this lets it so that like, let me show you upstairs. The moment the first sprint they take gets canceled almost immediately by the Anvil. And it stops their momentum completely, makes it even more difficult for them to get out. Only get Anvil if you're prioritizing a ult build if you're prioritizing an ult build instead. That's only when you should prioritize Anvil. Rescue Beam, we'll get into later in the door sections. I'm still testing it, that's why it's in testing. Veilwalker, this is if you're going like Epstein Doorman, I'm gonna be honest. If you're going Diddy Man, like this is where you get Veilwalker. Because the ability to just like walk through a veil and turn invisible and just like walk up to someone, Vortex Web Cart. Shit, man, it's funny at the very least. It's goofy, it's funny. All right, that's the end for the item/upgrade path section. Now we're getting into combos. All right, next up, combos. So, all right, the old Doorman bread and butter. We're gonna start off basic, and then we're gonna get more and more advanced as time goes on. Offensive, you've got your bread and butter, right? Bread and butter cart into a wall. That is the basics for all of the stun and everything that you will see in the game, right? Everyone knows that. Next is Vortex Web Cart. Yet again, basic. If you know Doorman, you know that. You can actually like, you'd actually hit X, and then like as soon as you toss, spam 3, and you'll throw it out as soon as you can. So don't do it too soon, as you can see. But generally here in front of you though, then you do that, you spam it, boom, there you go. Right? Pretty simple, pretty easy. So, all right, now we will start applying the door. Now, let's say that I'm here and brother is over there. The most basic of basic combos, without using Vortex Web, for say like I want this guy to be over here. I got my team, I've got whatever. I want him to be over here. What we can do is you can place a door behind him or whatever lip you can find that gives you a line of sight. You see through there, and then you cart him that way. And then it shoves him all the way in here. That goes a really fucking long distance. A really, really long distance. It's kind of crazy. As a matter of fact, he might come through here. Yes, he does. If I may have a word. That is incredibly valuable. The ability to just like cart someone towards you. I mean, it's low-key a little bit like Bebop. I'm not gonna lie, it's like Bebop Hook. Pretty damn good. All right. The next in the bread and butter is the one that you have seen people do countless times. Literally, probably countless times. It is that. It is the one that you have seen me do, that you have seen Joe Chuck, that you have seen literally every other doorman do before in their entire life, is that. And as you can see, it is absurdly consistent. So, How do we actually do these? How do we do them so consistently? There's two different ways to go about it. One is you preset the door, and then you vortex web and cart. I don't do it this way. I never do it this way. I think that it is not an efficient way to do it, and it's too telegraphed. Because if I place a door behind you, then you know what's coming. You know what's coming. You know what's about to happen. So what I do instead is I vortex web, I cart, and then while he's moving, I place the door behind him. So at full speed, it looks something like this. It looks like that. You can place the door as the last thing you do, because these doors open basically instantly. Don't let the doors coming out of the door fool you. It comes out basically instantly. So you have plenty of time to do that. So what you want to do is you want to hit vortex web and then pull them in, cart, and then place the door behind them. So like for a literal keyboard layout for me, it's X, mouse 1, 3, 2, 1, or 2, mouse click. That's what it is. And you just do that as fast as you can. You have more than enough time to do it, especially in this type of situation. Now, if he's like right here, it gets trickier. It definitely does, but it's still possible. You have so much time to do it. The biggest part is getting the muscle memory down. But once you have the muscle memory, then it's more about finding a correct wall spot that you want to throw them to than anything. That's where like it transitions into. But that's the bread and butter combo. So let's say that brother is like, let's say he's like right here. And I'm all the way back here. And he's shooting me, I'm shooting him. And I want him to be over here, right? This is a damn long ways away. This is a really long distance, right? So what can we do? Well, we could do the old bread and butter. We could do the door on the other side and toss him in. And as a matter of fact, in this example, that takes him the entire way. But that's not always going to be the case. There are going to be times where he is literally just too far away and you won't be able to throw them far enough with that. Now, what do we do? What do we do about this? Well, portals go both ways. In the same way that I can throw a cart through, he can come through. It works both ways. So, a more difficult bread and butter that you can do, and odds are a lot of the time they're going to be a little closer. They're probably going to be a little closer to this, because you want this door to be as close to them as possible. And so what you can do is, you saw me do this with the page, but what you want to do is you place on the door, you run through, look back, you vortex web cart, and you can send them through that way. Full speed, it'll look something a little bit more like this. And of course I would have had stamina there, surely. You literally just place it there. You can be looking, you can be looking, you can be looking, boom. I fucked it up. I'm a fucking Baylor. You be looking, be looking, be looking, be looking. And boom, 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 boom. And they're through. An important thing to remember for the combos is that doors are absurdly generous with your cart. You send this through, goes through just fine. Just fine. Here, you're kind of pushing it a little bit, but it still goes through. What about like right here? What about like on the literal very edge? It goes through. What about like right on that? It goes, it doesn't go through. Okay. Well, like right there, it goes through. This door is so absurdly generous. Even that goes through. Even that goes through. Even that goes through. Door is very generous with cart. Do not be afraid to try new things at all. The cart and door work so incredibly generously with each other that it is you can get insane angles. Bare minimum, you can get people through the door a lot of the time. But that is probably like the most advanced combo that like I have right now. I'm sure there will be more. I'm sure there will be deeper ones. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff happening. This is just what I know after my 629 hours, 629 games on Doorman. That's just what I know. These are the basic offensive things. Now, in general, that's the idea. Those are the basic door combos. Now, as for cart combos into ult combos and stuff, this is where it gets a little more tricky. This is the cooldown that I do if I'm looking to keep someone in an area for as long as possible. This is normally what I'll hit someone with late game and spawn once I've got ult max, door max, whole 9 yards. Although you don't have to have any of these max. You can just like kind of CC them into hell once you have Echo Shard. So this, stunned, still stunned, anvil, ult. They get stunned while they're in the Baroness. Cart's nearly done. Have a bow ready for them. Shoot, they're slowed. You can stun them again. Just keep them back in there for as long as possible. Easy, 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 easy. I mean, you get the idea. You put them in CC hell. You stun like that. You don't let them play the video game. Now for the defensive stuff. So, Rescue Beam is actually a crazy good item on Doorman. One of the biggest problems with Doorman with playing him defensively is that you can have a doorway out. It can be right in front of them. Your average pub player is not going to think I should go through that door. This is where Rescue Beam comes in. Because bare minimum, you can do this and you can like pull them over to it, and Lord willing, they will piece 2 and 2 together. Now, not always are they going to piece it together. They could run off after they see the thing, after they see the door that you get pulled into. Odds are they're probably not going to, but let's say they are. Let's say that you think, okay, well, they're going to get Rescue Beam and they're going to immediately run off and not go through the door. I could see it, maybe. What if there was a way to force them through the door? There is, and it still involves Rescue Beam. So what you need to do is you need to go to the opposite side, and you want to sit to where you can just barely see the inside of Doorman. Why am I so bad at this? You just want to sit to where you can just barely see the inside of Doorman, to where you can see like eyeballs and stuff. The best way to get this consistently is to walk through and just try and like look forward. And if you can see one of his eyeballs, you know you've got it right. Or if you can see like the majority of his chest. And then you press C. It's not going to show up that you can see them, but that's because your camera is broken right now. But you'll still be able to rescue beam them. And when you do it, you need to rescue beam them and then look away and down. Because the way that rescue beam works is it pulls them more or less where your camera is looking and directly in front of you. If we whip it around as soon as we go through, you're going to be able to pull them through the door. Now, it's not super consistent. A lot of the time, like if you just sit like right here and do it, then what's going to happen is they're going to get stuck right outside of the door, which is not what we want. This is why we look for the eyeballs, because what we can do with this is then we pull them through and then boom, they get launched through the door. Healing Beam breaks some of the time. Sometimes it doesn't break and then they get pulled in that direction, but that's a side note. But you can pull them through the door. It's a really good way to just like save a teammate guaranteed and throw them through. Yeah, that's what can happen if it's too close. You slingshot them. But I discovered this I found this literally last night, so I have no games using it whatsoever. That's why it's in testing. But in theory, this is really good. And now you may be wondering, like, oh, but what if it's like what if it's like in the air? That's why I said you look away from them and not that you look at the ground. Because if I sit here, I'm on the edge, I can see inside a Doorman, I do this and then I look up, boom, they're still through. Okay, you saw they glitched, but you see they go through the portal still. You can literally just show up top and just yoink, and then they're through. You have to look away, you have to look up, you have to flick instantly, but it's a really good, like, I'm sure you can see the vision of like, oh shit, my teammate's getting pulled, and then just like, boom, and then they're out. You're through the door, and then you close it. You walk through and you close it. It's crazy. And I tested this with some other characters. Because you're standing like in the frame of the door, you can't get knocked up out of it. You can't get knocked out of the doorway except from like a bebop pull or something. You just hit the top of the door frame. That's all that you hit. Like if they're on like the corner like that, that's where it gets less consistent. But if they're like in this cone, give or take, then it's way more consistent. If they're like on the edge and stuff, that's where it gets a little dicey. That is the sole reason why Rescue Beam is in testing and why it might get put to mid game in general now, because this could be really strong if you're looking to play a more defensive supportive Doorman as opposed to a shutdown Doorman. So those are the combos. Those are the offensive combos, and there's not a whole lot of defensive combos. Door has really good defensive capabilities, like really, really good. Like absurd, like you are probably one of, if not the most slippery characters in the game, thanks to his kit, but especially thanks to his doorway. Doorway is just really good at that type of stuff, at getting you out. But that rescue beam is the closest combo thing that I found to like a defensive combo. On to part 3, which are spots, door spots. And for that, we are going to have to change the map. So I will see you there. All right. And now we are in. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to show you all the spots that I do for Guardians. I'm going to show you the spots that I do for Walkers. I'm going to show you the spots that I do for Base. And then I'm probably just going to go dick around and show you a bunch of other spots around the map that are my favorite. So first and foremost, early game on yellow side. And by yellow side, I mean this fucking side, because there's unique spots for each of the maps, because of course there fucking is. That is generally where I place the door. And as you can see, gives me quite a bit of range. It's all nice. Someone goes through, they fall, and they can follow directly on the Guardian. Simple enough, straightforward. Now, the moment that you get Misty Expansion super early, you can see it upgrades the range quite a bit. Pretty nice. There is another spot that's possible, which is right here. You can't place it from as far away, but I mean, more or less the same idea. It might be a little bit better because you'll be able to throw them in the Guardian, but it really depends. Now, this is one of the better spots. A blue walker is it's probably the best walker out of all of them for defense because you can send people in the spawn so early, but this is my second favorite. You'll actually be able to see where it like, well, you see it like it snaps. If you can get it, like anywhere along here is fine, but it's especially good where it snaps because this actually puts it in such a way that they'll go through here and get stunned on this wall and the walker will always stomp on them. Always. And because walkers do so much damage, it's really, really good. So this is definitely my favorite spot here out of all of them. So another small tip for this area is because it's right here, one of the things that you can do is they're going to be pushing through here. Like odds are a lot of the time, you can climb up here, go through here, and then you can sit above and you can like sit there and watch, do whatever you need to. You can go down, boom, 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 boom. Generally, you can either do it that way or you can do it like up this way, do that. Even if you don't have door up, you can drop down here, do this, and then cart them in. You can like cart them in, put them right there. As long as they land like within like a little bit further than this circle. The circle is just to trigger it, but as long as they land like a little bit, even like a little bit out, like you'll get them, you'll get the stun. Really, really good. Blue has two spots. Blue has this one, which is nice because it lets you steal the mini camp right here. I'll actually sell Vortex Web just so you can see. It lets you get far enough to where you can steal this and just jump through anywhere back here. Really good for that. The other one, the only problem is that that's not as consistent for sending them under Guardian. And they will also have the ability to go like down here and then run away that way. The other one is on this corner of this pillar. They come through and odds are they're going to get sent somewhere along here. It still has the problem being there, but it's further away. So it's not, odds are they're not going to get as far and the Guardian will have an opportunity to do more damage. Onto Blue Guardian or Blue Walker. Blue Guard has a few spots. Right here is one because that lets you, even from right here, you can see it lets you put it on both pillars. It's really good. You can just cart them through, send them under Blue Walker really early. It's so short that odds are you're going to be able to get a stun off from the walker itself. So that's pretty good. The problem that you're going to run into is once you get to like level 2, then you're going to start sending people way past the zone for being stomped by the walker. And once that starts to happen, I shift from this spot to, you can actually see, I love it when my door snap. It just makes it more consistent. When the door snaps onto this spot right here, this is so much better because what's going to happen is they come through and they hit this. They hit this super consistently and it's within the circle. So they're going to come through, they're going to get stunned, boom, boom, bam, and they die. Generally they die. They don't always die, but generally they die. So this is the other spot that I like to transfer to. You can put it on this one and it's like, it'll still like go through here and consistently, not consistent, it'll relatively consistently hit this wall. But if you look at the angle that people can come out through, it's so much more varied and you have the really bad potential to send them down that alley and they get out for free. So, not for free, but they get out like much more consistently. That's the reason. And there's also less range on it, generally. That's the reason why I prefer this spot. Bigger, more consistent door. The angle is so much better. Because like, if you get sent that way, then you have to walk through Walker. You get sent this way, you still get stunned. You get sent in this sweet spot, you have to deal with both and it's hell. So that's the reason why I prefer this door spot so much more. So, now for this area. Church and like the area is relatively simple. You can just snap it right here. This is the best one. This is one of the best ones I found. They get launched through. They get sent like more or less directly right here. Really good, really consistent. The other one that you can do is you can put it, it doesn't look like you should be able to. You can put it on this cart. It'll send them directly into it. Yet again, only problem is they might get sent further out. But for the most part, this is also really good. It's also really good if you're looking to do the other way. Like if you're looking to poke, you can put this right here and then you can like shit it through and then you can like, you know, stand on the edge. One of the ways that you want to think about doors, I'm realizing that I'm not including it early, but doors have lips on both sides that you can stand on. And as you can see, they go a pretty decent ways. Like it's not like super far, but it's far enough to where you can like, you can be cheeky. I mean, you can really be cheeky. So be careful your door doesn't close on you though. But that's the reason why like having door spots to high ground and stuff is like, you know, being able to stand on this lip lets you do so much more with Doorman and just kind of like be a little shit and just poke. Because people aren't going to be able to get up here. If you spawn your door high enough, people aren't going to be able to get up here. But anyway. This walker is my least favorite one out of all of them. Or at the very least it used to be. Because before I would place it right here. So that way there was the potential they could hit this truck and they would still get stunned, stomped. Turns out, from what I've seen at the very least, you can place it like right in the middle here. You don't have to be too precise, just anywhere on this white. And what will happen is they'll come through and they'll get stunned right here. And normally this would be out of the range so they wouldn't get stunned, but because they've already gone through, they'll already proc the stomp. And because the stomp is so much bigger than otherwise, I'll spawn an, where'd he go? I'll spawn an enemy. And as you can see, it covers it. It's not perfect, but it covers it. So that's enough for that to still be able to reach. If it's early, like really early and you've gotten pushed in and you don't have the 20-meter cast range or really anything into it, I generally put the door up here just because of the range and everything. It'll send them like somewhere in here. It'll send them somewhere in the middle. It'll be a pain in the ass. Walker might stomp them, it might not, but this is way better than this one is, in my opinion. Just because this is so much closer to the walker, odds are it's going to go a little further. It might still break off here, but they're not going to get stunned. So they're going to go through, walker's going to be stomping, and if they're quick enough, they can sprint out. But if they get sent with this, then it's like they start, trigger, I don't know. It's both of those spots are really good here. There's semantics for whether this spot is like overall better early game over this one. But regardless, late game, you're going to want it to be here because it will consistently hit this wall and they'll get hit. Now, base, specifically Hidden King. There's some spots on Hidden King. Hidden King is infinitely worse for Doorman than Archmother is, and I'll show you why. But for the door spots right next to Guardian, so like let's say your walkers go down, you still have these guys that give you like just a little bit of range as opposed to having this, as opposed to strictly having to send them in base. So right here, this one is half decent. There's a chance that they go through here, which is not great, but there's also the chance they get hit on this, on this, on this, on this, like anywhere. So it's still a pretty good spot. You could send them like up here or up here if you can't get a good angle, but for the most part, like anywhere around these Guardians will give you good damage because they're way tankier now. They do a lot more damage. This spot is way better. This spot is so much better. Door generally goes right here, and no matter where they hit along this line, they will get stunned. This is a really good spot on the green side of Hidden King. Really, really good. Yellow, same idea. Literally the exact same idea. You place it, oops, you place it right there, railing along that entire side. Really, really good. For the actual spawn and base, just place it in the center. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just literally just place it in the center, give or take, and no matter where they go, they're gonna get fucked. It's spawn. Like it is what it is. Now, for the inside of base on Hidden King, especially since you're going to be defending, this is where it gets a little trickier. Because people have to come up here to damage these, they have to be on the platform, which means because there's this flat wall, there's a lot of spots that you can just toss them into. So you can come from the zip line, you can come from wherever, hop onto here, boom, boom, boom. And the cart will generally go through. If you want to, you can cart them off like onto this thing. So like you can, and the cart will bounce down and still go through. It's just way tougher too because it's not a smooth surface. It's a little bit janky. But the same thing applies for over there. Same idea, you can cart and just yoink people that way. This is for the actual like down here portion of the base is where, and like through here is where it gets trickier. There are some spots. Oh, it seems they've improved it a little bit. So through here, now you can place doors. Through here, you can place doors, but anywhere where like it's bent or it's like it looks out of shape, you can't really do it. It's a lot more tricky too. Now, you would think you can place doors on the front. Apparently, you can place it on the barrels. You can't place it on the front of the truck, and of course, you can't place it on the back, but you can place it right here. Man, they have really done a lot to make Hidden King better for Doorman in this recent patch. That's actually so nice. Trucks are way better than they used to be. Now, in here's tough. In here's tough, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, you can see, I'm just kind of like walking through, and it's tough. You can place them right there, but like, generally what I look out for are the pillars. So I see this pillar, kind of can place a door on it. This one can, not really, but there's flickers of it. This one can kind of place a door on it. This one is probably your best bet. This one I found to be like the most consistent. This one seems to be pretty good. This is actually new. I haven't seen this one before. So this little spot right here, it seems this jagged edge, place it right here. That's pretty good for getting them into it. Is there a spot on the other side? There is not, because Hidden King fucking hates Doorman. But anyway, but yeah, right here, right there, maybe. Right here is better. This is definitely more consistent of the two. And right here, oh, whoops. Right here as well, this is also the other one that's pretty good. This one's pretty good. Pretty good. And this one seems to be the best one. This one seems to be the most consistent, where like, even if you just spam click, you'll probably get it down. But these are the big things for Hidden King. You can't place it anywhere on the pyres. You can't place it wherever. Back here, there are some spots, of course, along flat walls. I'm not going to show you literally everywhere you can place a door because there's just too much. Experiment, come up with things on your own. Don't be afraid to try. Literally the best way for you to learn and get an understanding about where you can and place doors is to place the doors. Is to constantly be looking, look for new areas. As a general rule, if it's flat, you're probably good. Anything that gets slopey is a little fucked. Anyway, let us move over to Archmother. So I'm not going to go over blue because it's the same, but I am going to go over yellow and green. So same idea. More or less the same thing as church. You place it right here. Same old. You get the idea. Yellow Guardian, little funky. I used to place it here because it was so guaranteed the odds are they were going to get stunned. Now, I'm thinking about placing it here because anywhere that they go within this radius, they're going to get stomped with the exception of maybe like right here. Okay, but you can see it reaches like pretty far. It reaches like right there. But as you can see, like pretty good distance either there or if it's like, if you're having troubles for whatever reason, this is also very consistent because they'll get stunned right here and odds are they'll trigger this and then they'll get stunned again. The problem is there's a chance they get sent back through the door. So it's a little icky. Same as before though for this one. Place it right here if you don't have stun yet. It'll send them more or less into the spot. Especially on this one since this spot is really bad if you don't have the stun. And this spot is just kind of meh if you don't have it. So take it as a rule. Alright, this side. More or less same idea as before. Except this was a little more consistent because you can get it to consistently snap across the bottom. So snap it to the bottom right here. The reason you want it to be closer to the bottom is so the guardian is like, they're just closer to the guardian overall. You can also put it here. This is actually one of the spots where it's like, this is also really good because they'll get sent generally to right here, especially if you have stun up. This is also good if you have stun up, especially like a street roll for whatever reason. They'll get stunned if they get hit here. They'll get stunned if they get hit there. Just a bunch of stuff. Guardian shoots them, abuse guardian. Green walker, more or less same idea as before. You know, opposite side, snap it right there. They get sent somewhere around here, get fucked up by the walker. Same idea. You can also do the same thing up here, where you climb up, go through, and there you are. And then you can do whatever you want to, you know, place a door right there. Oh, shebang. And now Archmother. Archmother is so much better for Doorman than Hidden King is. It's actually kind of crazy just because of all the flat surfaces. Now, right here, they'll get slammed into right here. Both the Guardians will come and attack them. Same thing for like basically every side. Place it right here. Big, flat, real nice. We love to see it. Same for right here. Maybe right there. Maybe right there. Probably right there so they don't go through the doorway. But you get the idea. All right. Same idea with these. Spawn. Same ordeal. Put it right there. Now, with these, it's so much more consistent. It's so much more. Because you have this huge curved surface that the entire way you can place a door on. It is just so much nicer. So much nicer. Both sides. Curved, flat surface. Wonderful. Love to see it. Right there. Right there. Whole shebang. Just get creative with your, like, there's just so many spots to place on Archmother. And same for in here. Look at this compared to the Hidden King. My God, it's so much better. Literally anywhere around here, anywhere through here, you're defending base. If you got Vortex up and you got your door up, boom, boom, boom. And they're in base. Use it. Abuse it. Shit's crazy. But yeah. Archmother just generally so much better. Those are the spots that I generally use and look out for when I'm defending. So let's look at some other different spots that I use for around base, especially for if I'm pushing or anything along those lines. So I'm gonna go from green side, I'm gonna make my way to yellow through mid. So first and foremost, if I'm looking to push this fucker, then what I'm gonna do, especially if this isn't up and it's only walkers, right there. That's a good door spot right there. Because the way that it's gonna work is you're gonna be going through, you're gonna be running away. Oh, I'm shooting. Boom. And you're all the way on top. You're on top of a building. It's gonna take them time to get up here. You're on your side of the map. Really, really good, really quality stuff right there. So, and of course, you got this spot later, which can also serve as defensive. You know, you can escape through whatever. Doors are not limited to one purpose. They're a portal. They can be adaptive to whatever you need. But that's especially if you're like pushing up and you're looking to go a little further. The other one that I really like, which you'll be able to find on both buildings, is up here. It also applies on that side as well. But up here is ridiculously good. And I'll show you why. This is ridiculously good for like just poking walkers, whatever. The moment you see someone, you can run out, go through here, door, and look at this. It's a free way out. I mean, you are just gone. You're gone. They are not going to be able to catch you if you place it up there. Also, while you're in lane and stuff, because buffs spawn up, the moment that you have Mystic Expansion in this, you can go from here all the way up there. And you can just get the buff. You have portals. Abuse them. Abuse them as much as you can. The doors are crazy. Same goes for over there. You can spawn it from roughly this side. Or, you know, shit. Like, whenever I'm in one of these cubbies that, like, has the building next to it, I'll put it right here. I'll look over, put it right there. And I walk through and I get it. Quicker than jump pad, quicker than whatever. As long as you're on top of it, you have a much more generous window for getting those buffs than other people do because you can teleport right next to them. And you can get out with that same teleportation. It's ridiculous. It's good. It's like right here. That's really good. It lets you go in there and start farming and fucking with their camps and stuff. On this side, I will place a door like right here. Maybe like up here. As a matter of fact, with doors, generally you want as much high ground as possible because they're not spheres. They're not spheres around the door. It's a cylinder. So literally you are not put in any like disadvantage at all by placing them on high ground. The range will be the exact same up there as if I were to place it right here. It's the exact same. Up there versus down here, no change. The visual effect is technically an oval, but the range is a cylinder. So by it being up here, by it being on this side of the map, what it lets you do is it lets you roam in and start fucking with and taking their jungles. So this spot, normally a really good camp, full of stuff that people can kill quickly. Normally you don't want to go down here because if you get caught, fuck man, you're caught in between two spots. This is a bad spot. Doorman though, I walk down here, I steal your camp, someone's coming down, I don't give a fuck. Bye-bye. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's really good. Same for this. Lets you get their sinners, lets you get this camp, lets you get this camp, goes all the way up here, lets you fucking mess with their sinners, take whatever you want in here. Oh, someone's coming, oh, I'm gone. Same principle. Same principle. It's ridiculous. So the other spot, let's say I'm approaching on this side and I want to push this direction. One of the doors that I really like is literally just up here. You're walking through, boom, right there. That's a really good door. It lets you get a lot of advantage. It lets you get a lot of distance. Lets you push all the way up to this guardian. Like literally, I have an 800 soul item and no upgrades on my door, and I can go this far, and I have a get out of jail free card. And it lets me shoot these. It's crazy. Walk through here, and I'm on high ground. Perfect. Works every time. It's just incredible. As a matter of fact, I think if I place that door there, yeah, I place that door there. Lets me steal these minion camps for free. They come through. Boom. Under guardian. Just be creative, bros. Door's crazy. Let's say I'm pushing up on this side. I'm pushing up on green side and I want to head this way. This side's a little tougher, just because of the awkward geometry and stuff. If I have time, sometimes I'll place it here. Not super ideal. I've started shifting it up to like up here. That'll be better. Now, ideally, if you have time, you can place it like up here. That's really good. And the reason why that's really good is because it lets you get all the way up to like right here, more or less, with only one item, by the way. You get greater expansion or anything else that gives you more abilities, and eventually we want to place it like right here and stuff, which is really good. But regardless, shoot, you get the idea. I run away, place it right here, and look where it puts me. On the vent pad. It puts me on the vent pad. So then you're even further away than normal. They are giga not catching up to you there. Being close to vents is good. It lets you bounce really far, it gives you even more momentum. You just can't be catched. Assuming you don't get caught out in silence or whatever else. But generally, if I'm pushing up on either side and walkers on blue, I will place it generally right here. That is generally where I will place it. If I'm able to have the luxury of having it placed right here, then I will, just because it's clearer for my teammates and stuff and they know exactly where to go. If I'm in a fucking panic and if I'm like really looking to push this as quick as I can, I'll place it right there. I'll place it right there. Because that still gives you the height advantage, you still drop off, and you run through, you go really far, you can chain it into a wall bounce or something, and you're out. So same idea. Just place it, like I generally like to place it on this pillar or right there, or right there. So you get the idea. You get the idea. Every once in a while, especially if I've started to get like a lot of range and this is like the last walker or something, then I'll place it like right here. Sometimes I'll place it like right there, but you get the idea. I also, in laning phase, I also really like to place it right here, just because I place it right there. It lets me get all the way to centers. This is a bit overkill, but that's because of this item. It gets me to centers, gets me to these. And same for this. It actually gives you so much distance that you can start taking these camps, which is really good. Really, really good. Because later, by like 5 minutes in, you'll be able to one-shot those tiny camps. And so the ability to get out and one-shot them is really good. All right. This one is a little bit easier. Let's start with, let's say I'm pushing this side, because this is the spot that I use the most. Of course, up there, really, really good. That literally just lets me push up really far on this. I've got to show it on the other section, but for any of these walkers that are on the side, if you push up so far, you don't see anyone, and you want like another get out door that's like really up close, just snap it, like literally just slap it anywhere along this wall. Anywhere on that wall and you'll be good. Generally towards this side the better, because people are already going to be chasing and like pushing you out this way. So if you can slap it on that wall, what you can actually do is you see it gives you way more distance. Like, so you can just be sat here, you're still technically in range, and you're just shooting. You're just shooting, someone's coming, boom. And you're out. You turn around, you immediately go through here. They don't have any zip line, they don't have any whatever, and you're in the thing, makes it harder to follow. Just better. That spot up there, really fucking good. Really fucking good. So. And then the bridge buffs from whichever side really, but I mean, you literally just slam it up there and you're there. Do not be afraid. Using door for bridge buffs is a good idea. Generally, it's a good idea if you can use it to get them out of the other person. Good idea. And even if someone shows up,
I believe my assistance
and you're off,
is needed.
and you're shoved off, and you're gone, you get away from me, and then I walk through the door. Ideally, it doesn't close on you, and then you walk through the door and you're good. Those are a good chunk of my spots for the doors. Next, I'm going to get into the fourth section, which is the door philosophy / tips. This is where we get to the door and how to use the door. So, okay, we'll start with the very basics. Door is an incredible get out tool. It's an incredible get out tool. I can place it wherever. It has no cooldown. It stays forever. And literally the moment that like something shows up that I don't like, I'm through and I'm on the opposite side and I can close it damn near instantly. It is literally I'm spamming it. It's a 1 second. Between it's open and it's closed, it's 1 second and I can close it immediately. Let's break down part of what makes door so strong. So this guy has slowing hex, curse, and focus lens on him. Door is unique. Door is what I would classify as a movement item that does not get affected by slowing hex because it's kind of movement, kind of not. If I get slowing hexed, normally on other characters, you know, like Shiv or, you know, Apollo, whatever, that takes away a good chunk of their kit because it doesn't let them move. Doorman is not one of those characters. I'm slowing hex, I can still place doors. And I can still use them, still do whatever. He is completely immune to slowing hexes, like, slowing hex does not affect his doors at all. At all. It's kind of crazy. Now, if he gets focus lensed, then he can't use his door, which is bad. That's not good. But what he can do is if a door is already open, he can still close them whenever he wants. You are the one that has control over these doors at the end of the day. I can be cursed, I can be focus lensed, I can be cursed, I can be whatever the hell. At the end of the day, at any point, I can close these doors. At any point. Focus lensed, can use it. Cursed, I can still close the door. Whole 9 yards. You at the end of the day, you're the one that controls these doors. They are ludicrously powerful tools. No one can stop you from closing your doors whenever you want. This doorman, he just fucking used both of his items. I can still close the door on him even though I'm cursed and focus lensed. It is kind of wild how much you can get away with. So keep that in mind. Use it to your advantage. It is the reason why one of the things that I will do as doorman, if I'm pushing a walker, and I'm pushing like, let's say blue, and I have a door out, if I'm up here pushing a walker and I check my tab and I see like, okay, because Hayes especially loves to do this. If they have like slowing hex, yet again, less so because of that, but even then you don't want to chance it too much. Or like if they have silence or focusing lens or curse or something like that, just pre-place your door. Just pre-place it. It's going to last long enough most of the time. It's generally, they'll know where you're trying to go, so you might get CC'd out of it, but they can't stop you from closing it. So even if I get cursed right now, boom, boom, I can close it on them anyway. And am I still disabled? Yeah, but I'm out. Use that to your advantage. Use the fact that you can close your door whenever you want to your advantage. Nothing can stop you from closing this door. I cannot hammer home how important that is for getting out of sticky situations. And for more importantly, why, if someone on the enemy team has it, you should pre-place your door. Pre-placing it is very important if you have someone that is shutting you down consistently. So, another thing. I was going to lead with this, but then I got on a tangent about doors and how they can't really be affected by a lot. Always have a door out. I don't give a fuck if it is one of the shittiest doorways out you've ever seen in your life. Have a door placed somewhere that is either set up for a combo that you can use in some productive way, or that is purely just, I'm running to like chase and help my teammate with something. I need to get something out quick. Boom. Better than nothing. That is infinitely better than just having no door out and you sit there, you try and help. Oh shit, things are going wrong. And then you have to place both of them at the same time because that costs you time. That costs you time where you can get CC'd, where you get silenced, where you get whatever. As opposed to, if I'm chasing someone, oh fuck, something's going wrong. Boom, instantly out. Instantly out. Always have a doorway out. And the doorway out doesn't even strictly have to, it doesn't strictly have to be a doorway out. It can be your combo door. It is infinitely better to live with like, and use your combo door as a way out, because odds are you're putting them somewhere where you would be safe anyway. If I'm putting them under Blue Walker, if I'm putting them under Blue Guardian, that's somewhere where I'm safe and I have a big fucker to help me. Like, always have a door that is pre-placed, because it never goes away. And you can place that first door as many times as you want. It literally, you can place a door, realize, oh fuck, it needs to be somewhere else, and you can just move it. I turn off no cooldown, no death. I can replace this door as many times as I want. Always, 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 always have a door out somewhere, because there's literally no reason not to. Being able to stay on top of where your doors are and adjusting them at any given time with where you need them to be is essential to being good on this character. This is what allows him to be one of the slippiest characters in the game. And if you can always have a door out, it will provide you ludicrous value. And you might be thinking like, oh, well, I mean, like, what if I forget my door or something? One of the best things that you can get into the habit of doing on Doorman is, let's say my doorway out is right there and I'm jungling, I'm roaming. Oh, I don't really know where it is. Just press 2. Just press 2 and like you can just check real quick. If you're in a gray zone, you're outside of range. If you're within it, you're good. But just tap 2 every once in a while. Is my door in range? Is my door in range? Because if it is, great, perfect. You're doing whatever, continue doing what you're doing. If it's not, then close it, readjust it to somewhere else that will be better. Because you can, like I say, you can readjust it as many times as you want. As many times as you need to. Just make sure that you're in range and make sure that it's like, you're good to go on it. Because the last thing that you want to be, that I see so many doormen do, that gets them killed relatively consistently, is you'll be sat here, you'll be fighting someone, and then all of a sudden you get jumped, and you're sat there and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta put a second door down, and then you end up either going 2 feet or you die while you're sat here spinning your keys, looking desperately for somewhere to go. If you already have that door placed, then you can be fighting whoever. Oh shit, I'm getting jumped. Gone. So much quicker, so much easier, and you only have to worry about placing 1 door instead of 2. Always have a door out. It is extremely important. It is essential. Very good thing to do. Now, onto other things. Now, let's say extra charge, extra spirit, rapid recharge. Let's go full early game and let's skip opening rounds just for sake of argument, because it'll give you an extra 10 spirit power. Let's say you skip that. So this is about when you'll hit your 4.8k spirit spike, and you'll definitely have this by this point. You'll have your level 2 bells. This does 289 damage. That is a fuck ton of damage. And what it lets you do is any of these camps, any of the small little goobers, you instantly kill. What? Oh, because it's 40 minutes. Fuck. Well, look, trust me, these little goobers die. The fact that it's 40 minutes in the game is why they're not dying, because their health scales at the time. But it will instantly kill them. I promise you, it will instantly kill them. So what you can do is you can have your door wherever, and if this camp is up, boom, boom, boom. And that's like several of them taken. Part of the thing that you can do on Doorman, because of these buffs with his bell and stuff, is you could just place your door on your side, go through, and just clear shit. Like, go through, and just boom, boom. And just like, clear the little ones, clear the big ones. Just like, do whatever, just take as much of their shit as possible. Someone's coming, boom, you're gone. And do that on repeat. Steal their boxes, steal all their shit, steal jungle stuff. If you're not actively helping a lane push, if you're not actively doing something else, try and be like stealing at least a little bit of their jungle, if they have it up. Because Doorman, one of the slippiest characters in the game, abuse the fact that he's slippery. Abuse it. Abuse the fact that you have your door that you can get out to wherever. Abuse the fact that your bell is one-shot tier 1 super early and can basically 2-shot tier 2s. Take shit from them. Take shit from the enemy team, or leave whenever like you're about to get jumped. He's ludicrously good at it. Ludicrously good at it. And it's what can get you your souls early on, can get you powerful early on. It's really good for that type of deal. Let's get into the subcategories for the door stuff. Now, I have labeled it idle, aggressive, and defensive. The secret is that there's basically no idle. Or defensive and idle are kind of one and the same thing, I guess I should say. I've got my door right here. I have it ready to go. I have it ready to combo whoever. But my point being, I have a door that is both combo and backup door. That is it. That is where your door should be as a default. Unless you're actively doing something, your door should by default be on a position that both gives you the potential to combo someone and gives you the ability to get out. Late game, it's going to be easier to do that than it is early game, because early game you're going to be shifting your doors around a lot more because your range isn't as big. But in general, that's what you want to be looking for. Regardless, have a door out. Always have a door out. But anyway, the other way to use defensive doors is like if you're pushing a turret or something, and this is where we get into the old rescue beam. It's like if you're pushing something and you have a door that's just wherever the fuck, there's like a way out, and you're shoving, say this, or you're shoving the walker or something along those lines, then what you can do, in theory at the very least, yet again I have not tried this for sure, is you can just sit here, get to the other side, I'm still shooting the walker. I'm still doing damage to it. Someone comes in, boom, rescue beam, pull them to the other side, walk through the door, you're out. Just like, be ready to go. Presumably. Yet again, I have not tried the rescue beam strat, so I don't know for sure. But just being ready to go. Getting ready, having that door out for your teammates is super valuable. The ability to just say, hey, I am placing a door behind us. It is a doorway out. If we need to leave, go through that door. The doorway out is extremely good. It is extremely good, extremely strong defensive like ability that Doorman has. I cannot tell you the number of times that like fucking yellow was up or blue was up or something along those lines, and there's a big ass fight happening on here that's on the verge of concluding, and you know, my friend Jack and I, or Dusk and I, whoever, are like, we should get Blue Walker, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, we should get Blue Walker. So I place a door here, we siege blue, and then I place the door preemptively just so in case I get silenced or anything like I was saying earlier, and then like the moment we get it or we don't get it, boom, through the door, I wait for the other person to come through. The moment my teammate comes through, boom, shut. They can't follow us. Doors are as good offensively as they are defensively. They're ridiculously strong for the ability to reposition people. Another thing that I feel is important, doors let you cheat. As Deathy said, like, Doorman is one of those characters that like might, I mean, he got buffed, but like is going to be like a nightmare to balance because doors let you fundamentally cheat in this game. If your team wants to get Yellow Walker, if half of your team wants to get mid boss and the other half wants to get like the Yellow Walker or whatever, what you can do is you can place your door right here, say, hey, you know, assuming that the majority of the enemy team is down, right? Like assuming like 4 or 5 people are dead. Like, hey, okay, I'm gonna follow the people to Yellow Walker. And all right, let's go grab this. So we shoot, da 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 da. We get Yellow Walker, but we don't have enough people getting mid boss. We place a door, we're right outside of mid boss. Your whole team walks through and you can get mid boss at the same time. You can get an objective and mid boss at the same time. It's stuff like that that lets Doorman cheat. He lets his teammates do more than they would be able to otherwise because of portals, because of how strong they are. Doors are ridiculously good for securing like multiple objectives if you want to. Any form of like being prepared, any form of like if your team is dedicated to taking mid boss or something, then have a door right outside of secret shop. Have it placed right there. And then like assuming that no one is looking to take it. And then you just place a door right here. Like, okay guys, doors for a barrier, and then the moment you get out, boom, secret shop. Buy whatever items you need and you can instantly keep moving. It just gives your team even more uptime. You're just decreasing the time between like them walking around doing dick all. It's great. Now, offensive doors. This is like the main spot that I have found for it, but the principle stays the same. The point being, if there is someone right here, let's say somewhere around here, that is actively like trying to run away or run back or anything along those lines, and they're trying to like get out, you can really quickly place a door between you and the other person, and all of a sudden you're in between, you cart them back towards your team. That is the basic idea. Literally just get in between their ability to get towards whatever objective they want to be at and push them away from it. Just be like the fucking goalie stopping them from getting to their walker. That's the whole idea, the whole shebang. And now, if you want to be really evil with it, one of the things you can do is that previous combo that I showed you, where oftentimes, like once this guardian is gone, that walker may be dead, it may not be dead, but people regardless would love to hang out on this spot up here. You could just sit here, chill for a little bit, and then like while they're up there, place it by, fuck. Of course I fuck it up while I'm doing this. But, what? It's because the guardian's in the way, fuck. Guardians have weird interactions with doors where you can't place behind them. I don't know what it is, but it just won't let you. But anyway, let's assume that guardian's out there. I place it behind them, vortex web, boom, 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 and they're out. And they're all the way over here. That's really good. That's really good. But that's the basic idea. Put your door next to you and then place it behind the enemy or next to them or whatever. That is how like generally I use doors offensively. Because like one of the other things you can do, and you can actually do this in lane as well, is like if someone's right here and they're just like, is he gone? I don't know what happened to him. Let's assume there's an enemy right here that's relatively low HP, whatever. Like you see them, like you see like, oh, they're roughly right here, you got that door right there, and you can just,
I'll take you to your room.
You can do it ridiculously fast. Like you can probably ult them before they even have time to react to the fact that you're there. Like it's just, because you don't have to worry, because it's not a skill shot, you can immediately come out spamming your ult, and you can just instantly send someone in. You just place it, and you ult. It's stupid good. to be able to do that. Because then, now that they fixed it as well, and then you send them through. And now they're under their guardian. Not their guardian. Ideally, it'd be your guardian. If you're sending them under their guardian, you're doing something wrong. But then you send them under your guardian. That's really good. That's really good to be able to do that. That's a really good use of offensive doors. Really, really good. Another great example. Some guardians are just pains in the ass to take. They just are. It's just how it is. There's some spots that you can do. Well, you can put it up here, like right here. Put it up there. Boom. You can walk through, and you can just pelt them from right here. And then, like, you can kind of, like, go through. There's a way that you can, like go through and, like, they don't have enough time to shoot you. But that's disorienting, and I don't like to do it, because, like, low-key, it feels like cheating a little bit, even more than you already are. So, like, I'll just sit here, and I'll just, like, shoot them like this. But you can do this literally anywhere. You don't need that platform lit. Because remember, doors have a little ledge that you can stand on. So you can stand on the ledge of the door. As you can see, I am not on this at all. The door is way further up. And you can just sit here and just spam. It's the way that it is for all of these doors, for like all of the doors. They have the little lips that you can stand on. Abuse it. Use it to your advantage. And in general, you can also just kind of like throw bells to harass enemies. Like, if you're sat there and you know that like they're not going to push up, but like you're kind of at like that stalemate point where like they're under guardian or whatever and you want to like keep pelting them, boom. Just throw bells through the door. It's so much better than it used to be. There's a small chance that like if you're really close that like bells won't go through. Like you can see like sometimes they'll go on the opposite side of the door. But like for the most part, it's so much better than it used to be. That's my idea of using the doors offensively. You have the basic combo stuff, and then you have the things where like you just warp right next to them, and then you start doing funny things. That's the whole idea. Now, defensive doors are more like what I've already shown. They are the, you know, they're the get out doors. They're that type of door. But the basic idea is like, especially with the rescue beam, like just getting that consistent to where you can like rescue beam and pull someone into your door is like a way out. So let me give you my thought process for the way that for the rescue beam is going to work later on. Let's say we're up here. Let's say we're sieging these guardians and stuff, but it's kind of like in one of those situations where it's like, maybe we got a little lucky on the fight. People are start saying we should turn back, but you've got like that one or two teammates that just absolutely refuse. They're just like, fuck yeah, I want to go in. This is one of those spots where you could like play defensively where like you're still here. You're on the opposite side of this door. You are on this side of the map. You're not on the other side of the map. So you can throw bells, you can assist, you can do whatever. Anything along those lines. But most importantly, the moment shit starts to turn south and they start to get fucked on a little bit, rescue beam, pull them into the door, and then you walk, close the door. Just do that. That is my idea for how this is going to work late game. You're literally a checkpoint. If you are in line of sight and you are within the 35 meters for rescue beam, you can get them out. That's the idea, and I think that's how it's going to work for like future potential like defensive doorman plays. But anyway, that is my idea for the offensive idle and other just general doorman tips. Now we will get on to macro thoughts through the game and through the stages of the game. So for this, I am actually going to pull out an image of the map. This, I'm not going to lie to you, is going to be at least a little bit scuffed, but this is the best that I've got. So early game doorman, what you're going to want to do, just chill, throw bells at people, poke them a little bit. Unless they're giving you like the golden fucking opportunity. But generally, especially considering with the recent patch, everyone's kind of like overtuned and broken at least a little bit. Everyone's a threat is the point. Generally, just chill. Throw, poke with bells. Basic idea, right? You can't really get too aggressive until you hit your level 2 bell power spike. Because up until that point, your burst does about as much damage as everyone else's burst. Shoot minions, try to get a soul lead as early on as you can. Get the minions, and then after that happens, you know, don't let them get shit for free, poke them with bells a little bit maybe, and then after that's happened, run boxes, get money. And the moment you hit the level 2 bell power spike, that's when you start getting more aggressive. And by now, your bells are nukes. You throw in, like, this is where you start getting aggressive and laning, you start shoving, you start looking to take that tower. Like, he's a really good laner. Really, really good laner. Because like then you shove up, someone's coming, you back off a little bit, they have to clear wave, throw a bell at them. Throw a bell at them. Throw a bell at them. Just poke them. Poke them, poke them, poke them, poke them, poke them. You don't want to be super willy-nilly with your bells to where they're always on cooldown, but you also don't want to save them. You want to make sure that you're like actively looking to like poke and like hit enemies with the bells as consistently as you can and as often as you can. Because what this is going to do is it's going to chip away a lot of their health over time, force them to play at low HP, and either they have to back or dip, and then you get free turret damage and get to take some of their camps and stuff for free, or they stay around, they keep trying to fight you, and one of these bells just straight up murders them. So early game, play a little safe, play a little slow, try and get a souls advantage, just try and get to your level 2 power spike as soon as possible. Once you hit it, start bullying. You should already be bullying, but really start bullying once you hit that level 2. Because then from there, you can convert it, win this lane, start helping other people, and start bullying those other people with your bells. And by that point, you can start getting some advantages, especially once you get to the stun, then you're starting to look really, really good. And now, once you start getting into like, you know, slowing hex, about by the time that you will have maxed cart, it should be about the same time that you get Vortex Web. It should be at roughly the same point in the game. And that is the whole reason why we rush Vortex Web and we get it as early as we do. Because Vortex Web is such a strong item, and because around the same time that you can buy Vortex Web, you'll have max cart. And that lets you do the funny things. That lets you, I mean, that's when you start becoming also an enabler for your team, where you can start throwing people. At this point, basically, like 80% of your kit is unlocked by this point in the game. Once you have your cart maxed, Bell's level 2, you've got Vortex Web, this is when you're kind of like just running around, throwing people into really bad spots and trying to like, this is about the same time where like, all of these guardians are off the map, you know, and presumably yours are too. This is when you start having door spots throughout these, like throughout your side of the map, and you start like almost like doing bubbles. You start doing tiny runs through their jungle, and you just start clearing what you can. You just start clearing, you start looking, especially if you can have a door spot like under your blue walker or green walker or wherever that's on your side of the map. You start going this. You start sealing their camps, and you start looking for picks. Because what you'll do, you go through, you find someone, let's say I find someone in here, I have Vortex Web cart, throw them through, and then they get stunned on whatever wall I chose to because I just chose this haphazardly. And then even while they're stunned, Bell is shooting them damage. If there's people around you, you have the best CC ultimate, or one of the best CC ultimates in the game for single target securing. You hold them, they're stuck in there for like a bare minimum, like 3-4 seconds. At worst, they're stuck in there for 6.5 seconds. And that should be more than enough time for people to call and come over to help you. Literally the moment, especially during this period of the game where it's about like super early mid game, the moment you get someone and you put them on your side of the map, you should be screaming bloody murder into the microphone. I have this person under wherever. If you've got them under Blue Walker, say, I've got, you know, Warden under Blue Walker. I've got Warden under Blue Walker. Or, you know, if you've kidnapped Kelvin somewhere in jungle, it's like, I've got Kelvin on me, Kelvin on me, Kelvin on me. And like, just try and call your teammates over as quickly as possible, because if they get there and it's a 2v1 after they've taken all of your burst and they weren't prepared for a fight and all these different things, odds are they're dead. Odds are they're dead. It prevents them from farming. It gets your team souls. It gives you more, it gives you like tempo advantage. It gives you all of these different things. So generally, like for the most part, have door spots that you're looking to roam in jungle. If you have your cart, if you have a door spot that is either under one of these walkers that you can send someone to, or if it's in one of these other spots that you can send someone to and they get stunned anyway, like this, like if I send someone through this door, they're gonna get stunned on this wall regardless, and you have ult up, those are really good situations to kidnap people in, because it's either like under walker, they're more or less guaranteed to die, or if you send them somewhere like under a CC spot where you have ult up, then you can ult them, call your team over, and that will odds are be more than enough time for your team to come up and gangbang them and kill them that way. And yet again, gives your team gold, and it gives you like a tempo advantage, because then they're a person down, then you can start thinking about doing earn, you can start thinking about doing other things. It's that type of deal. Doorman is one of the most versatile characters in the game once you start like really thinking about all the things that you can do with Door. And the rest of his kit just enables Door so hard that you can set up these situations where the person almost loses by default. Like that is just how it's going to play out. But that's the basic idea for like middle game. Early game, poke with bells, do that type of deal. Mid game, start stealing shit. Start looking to do kidnaps and like hunkering down people to where like you can start getting tempo advantage. Now, this is like where we get to like middle game, like middle late game, where like, of course, by now, all of these are gone. All the guardians are gone, you know, assuming you didn't get wiped one way or the other. This is where generally we will have gotten this by this point, you know, somewhere around here is where we're looking, right? And by this point, you will definitely have like this, because if I recall correctly, there's a website. You'll get max door around the 25-minute mark. You'll get it at like 21,600 souls is when you'll get max door, because of just the way that the levels play out and such. But anyway, around this time you start getting max door. This is where the map like really opens up. Like really opens up, because now looking at 180 some meter doorway distance and your walkers are up. So what this means is you start playing around like the aura of your door, because the door range is so incredibly fucking massive around your guardians that you can basically kill anyone that comes in here. Same for this, maybe not that generous, but same for this walker and same for this walker. Like, you're gonna have to, like, the doorways, like, you have to place one here, or place it there, or place it there. But this is where your sphere of influence starts to get so big that you could start roaming pretty damn deep and looking for, like, 1 or 2 people to kick it off. And especially since we're starting to get to, like, that mid-late game, where the game is so, like, has gone on for so long that the respawn times are, like, really significant. Like, we're talking, like, 40-second, 50-second respawn timers. Like, this is the point where, like, you get a pick on someone, and then it's like, oh, shit, we're taking Earn to, like, maybe force it at, like, a disadvantageous fight for the enemy team. That type of deal. As well as you can start, like, you know, if your teammate is pushing like up blue walker, or they're pushing up, you know, yellow walker, or they're pushing wherever, you can use a sphere of influence to have like guaranteed safety, like zones of like guaranteed safety, where you place your door like right here or something, and the very edge is like right here, boom, instant doorway to safety. This is where we start like really abusing the door and the fact that we're literal map warpers. And this is about the time where you start like really sending people under walker. This is about the time like you start grabbing multiple people, you know, you'll send them into wherever. And this is kind of at the point now where, but when you just got it, when you literally have just gotten it, like if like green is down, yellow's down, or like blue's actively being taken or something, you can basically one man defend all of blue if you're good enough with carting people. Because now, not only can you cart and like send someone directly into spawn from here, but also spawn is just a ludicrously good like piece of utility. If your whole team is fighting and like trying desperately to keep this alive, place your door like somewhere like around right here and tell them, hey, my door is to spawn. If you need healing, walk through it. And it lets your team go through here and just heal. Oh, I'm back to fighting. I'm back to fighting. I'm back to fighting. Oh, I'm getting low. I go through here. I heal for a little bit. I go through here. I'm fighting again. I'm fighting again. I'm fighting again. I'm fighting. I go in here. I buy like an item or two. I come back. I keep fighting. I keep fighting. It's just this ability to bring spawn wherever you want is ludicrous. And this is part of the reason why the door buff on this is so crazy and so good. Not only does it let you send people into spawn, but as a utility from like a more coordinated team perspective, I think the ability to bring spawn to any of your defensive structures is going to be really good. I think it's going to be really good. Bare minimum for you. Bare minimum, like the ability to just go in and heal and do whatever you need to, like, I think it's going to be crazy. Now we're getting into like the late game territory. Once you start getting to like the 200 meter radius tier, this is where you start being able to like properly kind of defend yellow, like the sidewalkers and stuff. It's the same idea. Like you're able to put people to spawn from yellow walker. Point is, you can still put like doors to spawn from like these areas and stuff. Just ridiculous levels of safety, ridiculous levels of like util. It's crazy. But that's not important. That's not important. What is important is because now, by this point, you're probably like late game. Door spot right here. Look at how much like area of influence you have in the map. Look at this. Like all the way over here, all the way up to Guardian. You can send people through right here. Like it's getting to a point where like your jungle is your domain. It is like, it is wherever you want to be. You can send people into places. You get this on top of it. Like, look at that, bro. Like, look at that. Anywhere in here you can send people into. Anywhere through here you can send people into. Like, all of this is really good. Like, if someone's stealing your shit, you can put them into a door right here. Like, it's getting crazy. Oh, and I'm level 2. Oh, that's why. Hang on. We'll, like, basically max ourselves out in terms of level now. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Now it's like, I mean, it's ridiculous. The amount of range that you have is kind of crazy. And like once you get to like late game, as you can see with that line, because remember it's a cylinder, it's not a circle, you can put a fucking door to mid boss from your spawn. Crazy. You get divine as well. Look at this. Look at this. That is a doorway to spawn from mid boss late game. That's fucking wild. Like this makes it so much better for contesting, for doing whatever. Like now it's like you basically win that fight. 45-second, like you can just like play around spawn. Like are you constrained to the door spot for sure? But like, I mean, this is crazy. This is the reason why Door is the best of his abilities in my opinion. This is the point where like, if you're losing, always have a door in your spawn and like just kind of be roaming, because odds are someone's going to overextend. You can kill one of them and turn the tempo in your favor. Like this centers is protected, this camp is protected, this is protected. Like this is where like the range is genuinely so like just so fucking big. Hang on, that's not even right. It's like this or some shit. The point being, the range is so massive that like it basically has your entire side of the map, and this is where you should start like role-playing as the eldritch god that you are. Because realistically, at this point in the game, because of how many tools you have access to, because of all of these different things, realistically, you cart someone, they're stunned, you can cart them again, bell them, da-da-da-da-da, put them in the Baroness. Who knows if they're going to check out? I don't really give a fuck if they're going to check out. I'll tell you the truth. Because the moment they come out, I've got another fucking cart with their name on it. I'll tell you that right now. Like, bros, and then I'm hitting them with bells. I'm hitting them with bells the entire time they're trying to go out. And this time, they're doing 600 damage. Like, if you catch them in this, you have caught them in, you've literally put them in your pocket dimension where you can have your way with them. And odds are they're going to die unless they're like a giga late game victor. Like, that's it. And even then, you can CC them for long enough to where you're at least getting 1, maybe 2 of their lives. This is the point. And by this point, like, if you're looking to be aggressive, I mean, shit, man. Like, if you're looking to be aggressive and really get the maximum potential of everything, of course, I'm omitting, like, the Silence Wave, the Disarming Hex, whatever you want to buy here. Like, this is much more of a, like, a util, like, funny, I'm going to Giga Stun you Doorman type build. But, I mean, if you're getting aggressive at this point, like, shit, man. Like, if your team's winning, like, even if you don't have, like, blue up, or if you don't have whatever up, like, you can bare minimum place a door like right here. Like, this is just one of those spots that I know of, but like place it in a place where when they come through, they're going to get stunned. And then because the range is fucking 237 meters, just roam their jungle. Like that is like damn near under Blue Walker, and I'm sat here and I am comfortably roaming some of the deepest parts of their jungle, and I'm not even seeing where my door ends for the most part. Just be a fucking menace, bro. Because then it's like, oh, you see someone right here? Oh, boom, 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 and you're through, and you're on our side of the map, and you're dead. They went from right here to right here. That is crazy. That is some crazy displacement potential that you can like definitely abuse and like kind of just like hammer home that they're getting fucked on over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's kind of how I think of the stages throughout the game. We'll go through a few more miscellaneous stuff. Door has some weird bugs. As you can see, I am trying to shoot down here. Doorman is not shooting there. It's because he's trying to shoot where I'm aiming at through the portal. As you can see, I'm still shooting there. It's just that he's not like shooting through the door. It's weird. I don't know why that is, but just be aware of that in case like you see Doorman shooting off to Narnia or wherever the fuck. So just be mindful of that. You're going to want to step a little bit further out than you used to. Same idea with like the bells where like it just gets stuck there for whatever reason. Just don't get too close to the door to where you're kind of like mixing in. The only time that you want to do that is for the rescue beam tech, and you're deliberately breaking it a little bit. You're deliberately like you're literally cutting like Doorman's model in half to where you can see his eyeball, so you know you've got it right. Like you're messing with it a little bit. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Another thing for defensive door play. This is very, very important. While you are on one side of the door or the other, you are completely immune to negative effects on the other side. Or you're completely immune to like AoE effects on the other side. So like a bell would not be able to cross this and would not be able to affect me. There's no better way to show this than with a dynamo. So anything that happens on the opposite side of this door, you're completely immune to. As long as it's like an AoE effect and it's happening on the other side. Such as, I'm fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm on the opposite side of this door. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. Abuse the fact that you are completely immune to AoE effects while you're on the opposite side of the door. It's like a free, always-on counter spell where you can still fuck with them through the door. It's crazy. Lash 1 doesn't affect it. Pocket Affliction doesn't affect it. As long as they're on the opposite side of this door and they're not deliberately putting it through the door in the form of like a projectile or something. If it's AoE, it don't hit you. It does not hit you. This is really good for like mid-boss or anything along those lines where like, you know, I got a door up here or something like that, and we're looking to take mid-boss, whatever the fuck. In addition to giving your team a free barrier, you can just sit here and just like still work, still like be fighting, contributing to the team, doing whatever, but you're completely safe. And also assume mid-boss is dropping, whatever, that's happening, like incredible. You're sat here, you're safe from any form of CC, whatever the fuck, and boom. You can go in and melee and take it that way. You can just bonk and get it that way. Ridiculously, ridiculously good. Now, I can't think of anything else. So as a final tip, as a final thing for doors, the one seemingly Achilles heel behind roaming jungle with Doorman is that he can't take sinners. I mean, he can, but it takes way longer. But it's not as safe because you're looking in one direction, you're sitting there, you're meleeing, that's bullshit, right? It's just kind of, but what if you could take sinners? What if you could? Turns out you can. You can take sinners through the door. As a matter of fact, you just have to look at it reversed and you can still get the jackpot. And you get it every time. You are basically completely fine. You can just sit here and do this. This is insane. So just keep that in mind as well. You can take sinners through doors. You melee through doors, do whatever. This is actually really good, because like imagine, because this also works for Graves ult. This is another reason why Doorman is really good into Graves in my opinion. Because what you'll do is you'll place the door right behind her, you know, her gravestone, wherever, you place it through, and then you one melee, two melees, it's gone. And then you can close the doors, you can't do anything, can't follow, whatever. Good against Graves. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind. Although be careful not to get parried, because if you get parried, you will be on the opposite side of that door and you will get hit. And unfortunately, you cannot close door while you are stunned. Nor would you really want to, because you're on the opposite side, so you'd be cutting off your escape option. But that's a side note. So that is those are the big ideas behind the door types, door tips / types. Those are everything that I can think of at the moment. I'll just show you these two things real quick because I forgot about them a little bit because I forgot about Earn. So this is about like somewhat early Doorman, like somewhat early, like 21,600. Perfect. That is literally exactly when you get maxed out door. Can't quite contest it, but let's get superior duration. Already starting to get there a little bit more. Boundless, yeah, boundless, and we're here. You get boundless plus a couple of these items like 2,800. Then you start getting into the point where like you can start like giga contesting Earn that's on your side, because now you have door into spawn from like you have like comeback Earn. The spots that you deliver to are now connected to spawn and you can contest them way better than you could before. So if people show up, you know, boom, 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 and then they go into spawn and you can kill them that way. Or, you know, depending on the team fight, you know, just anything along those lines. Once you start getting to like 35k around that area, that's when you start to have, that's when your door range starts to be long enough that you can start like really start pressuring these comeback Earns and like these sides. Because now you have door to spawn wherever you want pretty much in like the area. So especially if like the enemy team loves to try and like take your Earns or whatever, like tries to like take them from you. It's like, oh, I don't know if we can contest this. Like, well, and then you're through. But yeah. Let me see. Oh. This is one of the most critical things about Doorman. So it's actually a great way to show it. So normally I cannot, like I can't place a door from here to that buff, of course. You just can't do it. But the way that doors work, so imagine this is a door. Or like imagine, okay, so imagine this spot right here, the bigger one is Doorman. He has a doorway distance placement of like not that far. Like it's a decent distance, don't get me wrong. I mean, like it's clearly like a good distance, but it's not that far. But if you have a door right here, then the doorway distance, what's called this, the doorway distance at the bottom there, is like massive, right? I mean, it's fucking huge. It's giga big, right? What the game doesn't tell you is that you can actually place a door anywhere in this circle, no matter where you're at. If you were like all the way right here, you can place a door all the way right here, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how close you are to the placement. All that matters past this point is that the door placement is inside of the other circle. That is the only thing that matters. So what that means in practice is that buff I couldn't get otherwise, but if I place this door first and then this door, I can get to it easy. No problem. No fucking problem. It is shit like this that lets you do crazy, crazy stuff. So like if I'm set here and I'm like running, right? If I fucked up, didn't have a doorway, didn't have like a doorway out or whatever the fuck, or maybe I used it and I didn't place it, who knows why the fuck I wouldn't have it regardless. We're running away. I place it here. I can't place this door all the way on that side of the map. I just can't do it. Should I could place it right here? Maybe, but I don't want to spend my time frantically clicking over here. So what I'll do is I'll place it right here, place it right there, and then I'm gone. Literally on the exact opposite side of the map. It's important. It's an important thing to take note of. Because that lets you extend your doorway distance and how much you can use it by a crazy amount. Crazy amount. So just keep that in mind when you're using your doors. Keep that in mind when you're using them, when you're looking to do things with them. But I think by and large, that is the gist. I think that is that. I'm sure I didn't cover everything. If you're looking for more Doorman Guide stuff, check out Piggy. Piggy made, from what I remember, a really good Doorman Guide. I'm sure we don't agree on everything, and I am only Phantom like 4, Phantom 5, somewhere around there. Normally where I play around like Phantom 5, Oracle like 6, just because of the way that my friends are and stuff. I am not God's gift to Doorman. I am someone that really enjoys playing him, and I have experience with him. I have 600 games on him, so I've picked up a thing or two, and I like the thought that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say that I know for sure, and there's definitely things that I don't know that I haven't seen, and I'm willing to bet at least one piece of advice that I gave in this video is utter garbage in like a month. But for right now, I think this is everything that I've picked up, and these are all the things that I think are good. So with all of that being said, check out Piggy's guide if you want more. If you want more Doorman stuff. Oh, just because I know someone's going to say this inevitably, as another missed thing, you can melee the bells.
You're not welcome here.
You don't have to shoot them. You can just,
You
you can heavy melee them, or you can light melee them. Anyway, like I say, this is just my guide / advice after 600 games. Fellow Doorman, if you want, give any, share your advice, share things that you found, anything that I didn't cover in the video or anything that you want to build on, feel free to share it in the comments, expand on it. So, because I am by no means the single arbiter of Doorman knowledge. I view it much more as I'm trying to contribute to the broader wealth of knowledge of how to play Doorman, because this character is crazy. He has one of the highest skill ceilings in the game. He's ridiculously strong once you start playing around him really well. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you all. Next week's video will more than likely be a normal video. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, whole 9 yards. You've heard the spiel about a billion fucking times by this point. I hope this helps explain a little bit and like help you understand. For those of you that are looking to get into Doorman, I hope it helps. I will see y'all. So it's been fun. So I'll see y'all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.